Hey everyone, thank you for joining me on the Rescue One podcast. Today we're going to talk about Delta 8 THC. I've been getting so much questions and comments, a little bit of concerns about Delta 8, and I think a lot of people have misunderstanding about it. So I wanted to bring it up, answer some of the questions that keep popping up, and just be able to address head on some of the misconceptions about it. And by the end of this, you guys are going to have a good concept of what it is, how it's made, and if it is safe for you to take. Spoiler alert, it is not safe for you to take. So, Delta 8, where is it found? Why is it popping up now? Delta 8 THC, in its full name, is Delta 8 tetrahydrocannabinol, and it's very similar to Delta 9 THC, or what people just commonly refer to as THC. This is the compound in cannabis, both in hemp and in marijuana, that causes psychoactive effects. So it makes you feel high. Now, a lot of people have been using hemp to create Delta 8. And ever since, the hemp bill passed, making hemp legal in all 50 states, but outlawing Delta 9, people have been looking for this loophole to still get a compound that can give you intoxicating effects, that can still make you feel high. And here we are, entered Delta 8. So it was basically just a way for people to be able to sell an intoxicating compound like THC in retail stores everywhere. So you can get it in gas stations, you can buy it online, and it's technically legal because it's not Delta 9. This is like the toddlers putting their finger right up to their sibling's face and saying, "I'm not touching you." It's like, all right, they were looking for a way to kind of skirt the system, and they did it. Well, aside from the fact that it's probably going to be banned here nationwide, state by state, slowly but surely, we also have a situation where our guys and girls out there are thinking they can use this stuff because you can buy it in a Target in theory. It's not technically restricted, but they think that because you can buy it anywhere that you're allowed to take it. Well, you will still fail a drug test. Here's why. Urinalyses that look for THC in your urine, they're actually looking for the metabolites of THC. They're looking for two metabolites in particular, and they stay in your urine for a long time after you take THC, which is why it's so hard to prove that you are high or not high with urine testing. And Delta 8 produces those same two metabolites. So if you take Delta 8, they can't tell if you were using marijuana or if you were taking this product the day of or the day before, or 30 days before. So it produces all the same problems that THC does. And just because it's legal doesn't mean you can take it. The other question that we were being approached with was, how is Delta 8 made? Well, it's kind of man-made. It does come from the cannabis plant. It has to come from CBD or THC, and they convert it with acid into this synthetic compound that is Delta 8. So the question was brought up, it's the same type of acid that's in your stomach that converts Delta 8 that converts CBD over to Delta 8. So the question was, if I take CBD, will I convert CBD into Delta 8 in my stomach? The answer is definitively no. Initially, there was a study that came out in 2016 or 2016 that said CBD will convert to Delta 8 and a little bit of Delta 9 in your stomach. This test was riddled with errors, and subsequently a bunch of scientists and a bunch of researchers came out after and called this person out and said, this thing is horribly done and it's very erroneous, and all of the testing procedures were flawed. The other research that they cited, they cherry picked. So it had a lot of errors. And then if you dig deeper and you look at that study, which I'm going to pull it up here, it basically is done by a company that was making topical CBD. And so obviously it makes sense that sorry, I'm typing here. It makes sense that you would have this this issue from a company that was like, oh yeah, well, we don't want you to be taking oral CBD. We want you to be taking topical CBD. So they came up with this really interesting study that says, hey, you have a problem taking it orally for these reasons. It can cause that. So the the studies that came out after the big study that that disproved it was done by a doctor named Watanabe, and he basically said, "Look, we are giving people. I'm paraphrasing here. We're giving people 600, 800 milligrams of CBD at a time. I mean, if you guys take our product, that's almost an entire tincture worth of CBD that they're taking at one time, and they're not getting this conversion." And so when they went back and tried to look at all of the errors that this other person was using, to create this study that showed CBD went to delta 8, it was all trash. I'm going to link these studies in the show notes so you can check them out for yourself if you'd like. But I thought it was really important to kind of address these things, to talk about them, because delta 8 is becoming really, really popular. And it is synthetic cannabinoids we don't know that much about. We can assume that they probably function in the same way as other cannabinoids do, but they do have to alter them. So we don't technically know how they're going to affect the cannabinoid system because we really haven't studied them that long. Delta 8 only came around because of the Farm Bill and because people were trying to look for a loophole. So I hope this clears it up. Obviously, if there's any other questions, we love talking about this stuff. I can be reached on my email, John, Jon, at rescue1cbd.com. That's rescue1 with the number 1. You can DM us on Instagram. We're really responsive there. And just wanted to take a short video to kind of address those concerns, because I know a lot of people were asking, and some people were like, well, it's not Delta 9. I can pass a drug test. You're like, nope, sorry, no cigar. And we really want to make sure that people aren't taking stuff that's going to cause you to lose your job or get jammed up. So that's the most important thing, is that you guys are staying healthy out there and you're being safe about it. Our products obviously have 0.000% THC. We're never going to dabble in stuff like Delta 8. And I'll say this, once they close the loophole on Delta 8, they're just going to come up with another one. They're going to come up with Delta 10. I'm sorry, they already have Delta 10. They already have HHC. They're going to come up with another synthetic cannabinoid that can bind to those receptors that make you feel high, and they'll just keep synthesizing them in a lab. You can't outpace them. By the time you start to create laws that outlaw those cannabinoids, those synthetics, they're going to come up with new ones. So we stay away from that stuff. Obviously, I have no interest in doing that, and that's kind of like a way to be a money grab, way to perform a money grab, and that's not what we're about. So I hope this kind of cleared up some of the stuff. If it made it more confusing, let me know, and you can reach out to us anytime, and we'll talk more about it. So thank you guys and girls out there. Take care of each other and be safe.